I'm Spotlight on America National Investigative Correspondent Angie Moreschi. Owning a home has long been a way to create generational wealth in the U.S., but a tough housing market is taking its toll on many Americans. The home ownership rate dipped to 65% over the past year, a 5-year low. We take a look at what's driving the trend and how some homeowners are overcoming hardship. So how does it feel to have your own home?
It feels amazing.
Nicole Mills is proud to finally be a homeowner after a lifetime of renting.
I really wanted to be a homeowner because I wanted something different for my daughter. I grew up, even as I was a kid, my mother always rented.
But financially, she never thought it was possible for her, even with a good job as a surgical liaison for patients.
When you hear about the American dream, achieving the American dream, I wanted to know what that felt like.
What were the biggest obstacles?
Price, for sure.
She's not alone. 83% of aspiring homeowners point to affordability as a key issue holding them back, as the median price for a home in the U.S. climbed to more than $400,000 in March of 2025.
It's a challenging environment, especially for first-time buyers.
Bankrate Chief Financial Analyst Greg McBride says would-be homeowners point to a variety of cost challenges.
Not having enough income, home prices being too high, not being able to afford the down payment and closing costs.
For Nicole, first-time homebuyer assistance programs made it possible for her to overcome the financial challenges.
In our last fiscal year, we helped over 4,000 home buyers attain home ownership.
Regina Pinckney is a development officer with Virginia Housing, a quasi-governmental state agency that provides grants for down payment and closing costs, even interest rate subsidies to make buying a home more affordable.
A lot of people don't know how much help there is out there for them to help them buy a home.
It's not just for low-income earners.
No, not anymore.
Now, many first-time homebuyer programs help middle-income wage earners too, like Nicole.
It was a miracle. It was miraculous.
In Arlington, where Nicole lives, a two-income family making $141,000 can qualify for aid. Most states offer similar programs with income levels dependent on where you live. And a lot of people might not realize first-time home buyer doesn't necessarily mean it's the first time you're buying a home. For these programs, you're considered a first-time home buyer if you haven't owned a home in the past 3 years that you've lived in as your primary residence. For Nicole, it made all the difference. She got $32,000 in grants, subtracted from the $335,000 price for her condo, and she received a subsidized interest rate through Virginia's Spark program, which reduces your loan rate by 1%.
It wouldn't have happened any other way if it weren't for those programs. I love this. It always cheers me up.
She has a lot to be happy about these days, not only enjoying her peaceful view, but also proud she set a good example for her daughter.
I'm fortunate. I feel blessed. If people are ever feeling like me, that it's not possible, it's possible.
Home ownership for Black households lags behind the overall home ownership rate in the U.S. by more than 20 points. But some encouraging news. The latest census data shows Black home ownership making gains, up slightly over the past 2 quarters. If you'd like more information on home buyer assistance programs, just head over to spotlightinvestigates.com. We'll have more information for you there. Just click on this story. For Spotlight on America, I'm Angie Moreschi.